Hello and welcome to another video. Today's video we're going to talk about socialism, fascism, our government, and such. So first of all, I'd like to say that socialism isn't free, fascism isn't freedom. Okay, so what's more important, right? You're going to give up human rights and democracies and freedom for fascism? Yeah, that'll really get things done. So anyway, we have socialist policies in our government, okay? And famously, most of them were created by FDR in the New Deal. And the people that didn't like the New Deal have spent every single day since its creation or inception or adoption, have spent every single day of their lives, and then their sons and their sons' sons passing it down, generation hate for the New Deal, generation after generation, trying to destroy it. Okay? Look it up. So the New Deal was FDR, in his words, saving capitalism. Okay? And the types of things that happened were, for instance, they killed off like millions of pigs and destroyed tons of crops to drive up prices of commodities. Those are just two examples. So then all those farmers that basically got their fields, like some of them got kind of like taken care of by the government, but then most of them were basically said, like, you got to retrain, you got to learn new. And this is where we built the roads. Like in Portland, there's public works. Well, they're probably all over the place, but I just from Portland, so I've seen them all. And, they're rock work done in the 30s. And, like we have Rocky Butte State Park, all up the Columbia Gorge. There's a massive highway, the tons of rock work and like viewing points up on top of hills. And all of this was the New Deal stuff, right? So it's basically like, okay, we have millions of farmers, all the economic problems from the Depression, all this stuff, right? And so, and to be honest, the New Deal didn't 100% pull the country out of the recession, right? So the Depression. The Depression really didn't end until World War II, unfortunately, right? And that's a horrible lesson to have to learn. But the reasons why we got into the Depression in the first place, well, you could look at one of my other videos, is this whole Jekyll Island meeting and the adoption of a Federal Reserve and the boom and bust, right? So, it's all by design, really. So they implemented these policies in the New Deal, put everybody to work, every able-bodied person to work, and you're either, if you didn't have a regular job, the government would hire you. That was it, right? And he's like, I saved capitalism, right? That's what FDR famously said about the New Deal, okay? Well, boys, I saved capitalism, right? And I mean, things were really bad back then. I mean, literally, Prescott Bush, so, Papa Bush's dad, was involved in an attempted coup, like a hot coup, of FDR, I believe, and Smedley Butler prevented it, stopped it, and FDR didn't go after those people at all, unfortunately, because those people never stopped with their attempts to overthrow the New Deal, right? And overthrow, Look at what the Bush family went on to do, you know. So we have socialist policies in this country, namely Social Security and Medicare and all the police, military, the roads, bridges, not all of the public transit. Okay, so all that stuff is all socialist, right? Snow plows, socialism. Okay? So now, what you have to distinguish here is the difference between communism and socialism. And then even further over here is democratic socialism. Okay? Right? And that's where FDR is. That's where Bernie is. That's where AOC is, right? There's no place that we haven't been before, okay? Now, this country was at its lowest point that created the New Deal. Now we're at a pretty damn low point too, where the environment's really screaming at the top of its lungs for us to change our ways and to clean up our messes, okay? And so the Green New Deal is simply the New Deal, but green, right? That's it. It's not Stalin or Mao or Pol Pot or Hitler or any of that shit at all, okay? It's merely the government fucking doing what the corporations can't, refuse to, whatever, which is employ everyone, right? And you can't, you know, in the type of society we have currently, you can't just, you know, let everybody just breed out of control and then just expect everybody to do their own and get their own and have the, I mean, that just, you know, it's not that intellectually sound to expect that out of people. Okay? Now, if we had a society where we licensed childbirth and we only had exceptional humans breeding, well, we probably could do things a lot differently. I'm sure we could. And it would be a lot more efficient, humane, and fun. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, for the price of a freaking aircraft carrier, we literally could have roller coasters from LA to New York, from Florida to Oshkosh. You know, we could just have roller coasters everywhere if we had a badass society. I'm not saying we would, but we could. We have the resources to do that. We choose to have Air Force, military out the cree, you know, and do all these, you know, product obsolescence and fields full of fucking rotten shit. You know, this is the path that we're on currently, which is not the greatest, okay? Now, we have fascist policies in our government as well as we have socialist policies in our government, okay? The entire drug war is fascist, period. I mean, there's nothing else closer to fascism in this entire world than the United States drug war. I mean, like human rights, poop. Property rights, poop. Personal rights, poop. You got no fucking rights. Then they're fucking hunting people down and torturing them and killing them. I mean, the drug war is effing insane. And I'm just talking about in our own country. I'm not even talking about all the craziness that it creates abroad, okay? Whoa, have we created a police state with this drug war? Which a police state is fascist, okay? You have socialist police states, those are called communists, okay? There's 4 places. There's left, right, and up and down, okay? So you can be left and into dictators, and you can be right and into dictators. Or you can be left and not into dictators, or you can be right and not into dictators. And to me, I think the dictator or no dictator is more important than the left and the right, right? In my opinion, right? So it's either are you into dictators or you're not into dictators, right? And if you're not into dictators, then whoa, right on, brother. No dictators. All right? And I'm even talking about those cocksuckers that pull you over and fucking dictate this and dictate that to you. All right? Cops are dictators. They're fucking people that have all these fucking rights and all these fucking, they carry a gun and they can fucking kill you. I mean, that is all fascism right there, right? Like, in a sane society, we don't need motherfuckers running around telling us what to do because we all just behave ourselves because it's much better that way. Simply. I mean, we don't need 750,000 laws to tell us that behaving ourselves and having a good time is way better than being fucking assholes. It's not complicated. But we have 750,000 laws, and I'd argue that laws and lawyers and all that stuff, that's all fascism too. It really is. I mean, when it boils right down to it, when you gotta fucking tell people every little thing about how to live their fucking lives, that just isn't fucking, oh, you can't cross the street here and you can't pay this here and you do. I mean, it's just fucking, there's not a lot of, we're living in a world that was created by people without computers. Still, 50 years after we have computers, we're still living under systems were created by greedy people that were just trying to figure out a way to corner everything for themselves. I mean, that's the reality of the fucking society we live in currently, is that fractional reserve banking was created by this Jewish dude, and he sent his 5 sons to the 5 biggest cities in Europe to spread his concept of fractional reserve banking, okay? And this is the fucking hell we're living in today. One guy's concept, right? Of how to, and a greedy motherfucker at that. Like, this is how my family can control the world's fucking this, right? Bullshit. I'm not down with that at all. This motherfucker thinks he's clever because he figures out a way to jack everybody. I mean, it's just like the fucking thief or the liar, that they think that they're lying to you makes them smart. Oh, well. Or they think that killing you makes them smart. Oh, you're so smart, huh? Pew, pew, pew. You're dead now. You're so smart. I mean, that's literally the fucking mentality of, of the dictator side. Basically, anybody that needs a dictator, left or right, if you want fucking Mao or Stalin, you're just as much of a fucking retard as if you want Hitler or fucking Pinochet, okay? So, it's all about fuck the dictators, all right? That's pretty much where we stand. We, as in intelligent folk, aren't into dictators at all, okay? There's no need for dictators. Right, it never works out for the best. Like, dictators never get into power and like, oh, I'm going to enrich the whole world and make the whole planet a better place for everyone. No, they don't. They just like, well, I'm going to, I mean, and it's all nationalist theologies that, I'm going to make my country better than your country. We're all on the same damn planet, okay? So that whole mindset is fucking archaic, all right? Maybe when the world was still flat in everybody's minds, 600-700 years ago, that was an okay concept. But currently, not a good idea at all. Okay, so this is a little recap here. We have fascist policies in our government. The fascist policies are the prison industrial complex, SWAT team policing, the drug war, mainly, right? That's what started it all. Okay, the war on terror. Okay, these are all fascist. Unfortunately, the way the military behaves itself currently, fascist. Okay, so we have all that existing currently in our government at the same time that we have Social Security, Medicare, roads, regular old police officers that aren't militarized psychopaths, firefighters, probably already said roads, okay, bridges, these types of things. So simultaneously, we both have socialist and fascist. Okay, so as a anti-fascist, like, fascism's fucking stupid in my opinion, right? I want to see all the fascist policies and behaviors in my government end. Okay, that's what I would like to see. I would like to see an end to the drug war. I would like to see an end to militarized policing and the military industrial police state prison complex system. All that shit, okay? No, I don't want to kill all those people. They need to be retrained to do other jobs that are important for society, okay? Both the criminal and the cop that are two lazy motherfuckers that fill up these giant warehouses, okay? Both lazy, all lazy. Laziness, no. And it's just because you don't need to work 40 hours a week in reality. So making people, oh, you got to work. I digress, okay? This is resource-based economy creeping in here, okay? Try and explain some fascism versus socialism within our own government. And I always digress to like, but we could really have the greatest system ever with a resource-based economy. Okay, there, I've said it. So, and we have seen now the people that are against the New Deal, right? So those are the people that are for the police state, that are for the fucking prison system, right? I mean, and that's basically what it is. I mean, it's like this team is like the prison police, militarized police, and then the other team is like healthcare, fucking, and it's so like socialism wants to use the government to give things that people need, education, healthcare. Fascism wants to use the government to tell you what you can and can't do and to fucking control your lives and to steal your shit if they don't like what you say. I mean, I don't understand how anybody, even the biggest fucking idiot in the world, I don't understand how the hell you can think fascism is a good idea. I don't understand it at all. Okay? Now, again, it's dictator versus no dictator. Okay? So, in the United States, we're on the fucking no dictator side, all right? So we can have fascist policies working at the same time as socialist coexisting at the same time as socialist policy. We can have this, right? Because we don't have a dictator, right? But if we had a dictator, then if we had a left-wing dictator, then the left-wing dictator would more than likely eliminate. That's a tough one. I don't know what a left-wing dictator would do. I mean, Stalin was a left-wing dictator. Mao was a left-wing dictator, right? Hitler was a right-wing dictator. The guy in Spain, Mussolini, those were all right-wing, right? This is why they had a war against each other. So we know what left-wing dictator. I mean, it's like both the fucking same. I mean, a dictator's a dictator. They kill everybody they don't agree with. That's it. So, I mean, that's the bottom line. So, no dictators. That should just be a given. But, I mean, you literally can hear fucking moronic Trump supporters fucking saying they want him to be the dictator. I've seen it out of their own mouth in little fucking interviews and shit like this, right? I mean, just because some person says it doesn't mean everybody believes it. But nobody ever said that about Obama. No one. So, there's one side that seems to be slipping down the path of thinking that dictators are a good idea. And every time I tell somebody in my fucking comment section to go to the politicalcompass.org and take the test, all these motherfuckers that are arguing with me all fucking come back authoritarian, right? And that's dictator, and that means you're a bitch. Pretty much. I'm not going to talk shit about anybody on the right side that's on the non-dictator side. So here we go, right here, right? So I talk shit about all these dictator people up here, right? Left, right, dictators. Down here, left, right, no dictators. So these are the fucking pieces of shit humans, moron fucking douchebag fuck retards, the authoritarian side. So if you take politicalcompass.org and you come back as Nina Authoritarian, you're a bitch. piece of shit. Fuck you and your needing a daddy bullshit, okay? Left or right. Seriously. Any fucking leftist out there that thinks communism is a fucking good deal, you can go fuck yourself too, because that's some stupid shit as well, okay? Resource-based economy is the only fucking intelligent, the brain, smart. That's the only intelligent path forward as Earth. And if we don't get on this fucking program, all this other bullshit's gonna rip it apart. Okay? So, socialism isn't free. Fascism isn't freedom. Peace.